you in the name Jesus Christ. Going live. Um, let's see. I got some notes to share with people that want the truth, which is like almost no one. It's amazing. Uh, I don't know if you read the Bible, right? If you heard the story of the Bible anyway, right? Uh, Eve isn't like the great character. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one that makes humans fall, like become separate from God. So why is it Christmas Eve? You see what I'm saying? Why is it always about Eve? I don't, it's pretty obvious why, isn't it? Once you engage in the situation, it's pretty obvious that they all worship Eve, right? The Christ mess. Yeah, it's a mess for them. Christ is just a mess for them, and they want Eve. It's just amazing. Uh, so in honor of that, let's go through the seven deadly sins and these seven holidays. Okay, Christmas, right? That was about greed, right? The seven deadly sins, because they worship the devil, right? In God we trust. They all knowingly. You may not think so. Maybe you're inexperienced or something, but I think most people that have been following my work a while understand that everyone that works for the system, they work for the devil. I was thinking about that this morning. Yeah, they do it with almost uh, all holy days. That's what I'm saying. So let's go through them. Yes, exactly. And so Christmas, right? Greed. It's about greed. What do you want, right? From Satan and the evils, right? Santa and the elves at the North Pole, right? That's why you can't fly from Americas to Europe, Asia during the daylight. You would see the center point of our circular domed reality, and that's the towering black rock on the devil, where the devil everything. It's a real place. It's a real entity. The elves are making things for your desires, right? They just pop out of the ether like we popped out of the ether, like this place just pops into reality. And so that's what they do. Hey, let's get you all what you desire. It's about greed. It's not about God. It's not, oh, let's reflect. Wait a second. Mayor Obama said, I never come, I never go. I'm never born. I never die. I'm never born. What does that mean? It's like you don't come through. I don't come through a woman. Why? I explain the 64-year time loop and these stories about past incarnations of God. We'll get into that. But let's go through, what's the next one? VD, right? What's VD associated with? Sex, right? Valentine's Day. VD, lust, right? VD, venereal disease, right? VD, Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah. Uh, I'm the star, right? I'm the star of the show. Easter, I star in the show, right? Evie, I don't like it when you star in the show. I'm the star of the show, right? I'm the star, right? I star, E star, E. I'm one of the V three. I'm the star. How come you have more than me? Hey, wait a second, right? Greed. That's. I'm sorry, envy. I want what you have, right? Like this just Easter. Everybody dresses up, Let's look better than the next person. Let's go to church and see what everybody's dressed in and see if I drove the better car or wore the better outfit, have the prettier lady, have the better man, blah, 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 blah. Is your basket, right, full of stuff that's better than mine? Right? Is your basket full? What does it have in it? Lust of the flesh. Exactly. Exactly. That's VD. And then Thanksgiving, right? right? What is that? That gluttony. Just eat and eat and eat and eat, right? Just sit around and eat and don't do anything and watch football. They'll do all the work and we'll watch them, right? Brandon Circus. Let's watch that. Let's watch. Let's watch all the Christians in the Coliseum do all that stuff. Let's watch, the poor people that tried to not be poor. Let's see them go smash into each other and play football. Right? They got skin in the game. Their skin, and every game is played with a skin-covered object: basketball, football, baseballs, soccer. And so they got skin in the game. Let's kick some skin around, right? Thanksgiving, gluttony, right? Eat and 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 eat. Okay. And then what do we have next? Let's go over Halloween, right? Hell. That's about wrath and death, isn't it? Right? Everybody's dressing up like, they're doing super evil stuff. Well, that's a character that did all this evil shit, from this movie, from this, from you got some weapon, you're covered in blood, like all that whole, you're dressed as some evil demon, right? That's wrath. Halloween, right? Uh, St. Pat, right? Uh, which is, sloth. Just a pile of gold. Just, I found my pile of gold at the end of the rainbow here. I'm just staying in the rainbow. I'm staying under the rainbow. At the bottom of the rainbow is the money. And you don't gotta do shit. You just do what the devil says, and you get plenty of money, right? Sloth is Saint low, right? You're lowborn, right? You're low, right? St. Pat. And then what do we have? Then what's pride, right? Pride, right? Independence Day. Hey, we made a more perfect union. We had a perfect union as angels with God. Now we're fallen angels, right? We have a more perfect union. Hey, July 4th, yeah, we formed a more perfect union with the devil, right? We have a more perfect union. We're so much better. We're more perfect than you, God. I mean, is stupid enough of a word for these creatures? I mean, there's no word to describe how stupid they are. More perfect union. What do you? I mean, it's so repulsive. Like every holy day, right? These are holy days for them. Hey, here's the holy days of the seven deadly sins. Everybody celebrate. Everybody. Or else, right? Right? Oh, my house, right, has more celebration piles of junk, right? From China, right? For the North Pole. For your home has celebration objects. Like, that's all they care about. It's mind-boggling to me. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. This makes more sense to me. Look at this. Parked next to a great vehicle out of Arizona. Someone's living in there, right? And he's by the beach. I say he, it might be a she, but aren't many women living in, you know, well thought out vehicles. Uh, right. I'm just saying, they got their holy days are for the seven deadly sins. That's what they are. They're always celebrating their pride. Let's have a parade about me. Let's have another parade about me, right? Same BS holiday every year on a loop. It's Mary. Exactly. It's just like pathetic. When you think like stupid isn't enough a word, it's like they don't have intelligence. They can't. They quit. How could you want to do this over and over? I mean, don't you, even with one lifetime, right? Don't you get tired of the holidays and think they're stupid? You eat and then you watch football. That's dumb, okay? Like, what is so cool about I don't get it. That's so stupid. Oh, because Indians and blah, blah. What? What is up with New Year's, right? Hey, we're gonna do it again. It's a whole new year. It's a new loop. It's a new loop. Just what Mary said. We got a new loop. New loop. We're gonna get better this year. Oh, and no, things are gonna, things are gonna change. It's absurd, isn't it? Isn't it just like ridiculous? It's mind-boggling. Yeah, the holy days, right? Here we are on the eve, right? Eve day. It's oh, Jesus Christ was born, and it's about Eve. It's about women bring people into the world, and that's the way it is. Can't get out of death and taxes. You can't get out of birth. You can't get out of death. You can't get out of taxes. That's the story. Oh well, everyone here got out of death and taxes, and myself and some others, well, with paperwork before 1969, did come through a woman. We just popped in here. God's like, in you go, everybody. Click. What? you know, I mean, Jesus is a baby. It's see what it's doing is saying, oh, you know, God says somebody in the form of a baby is not a shepherd at all. So it's trying to point out that, no, Christ is weak. He's a baby. Look at that down there. The three wise men, right? The three W, right? We, they came and they saw, oh, here's a baby, and blah, 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 blah. So, what does that tell you about the Bible, right? Come on, come on. No, what? Come on. Hey, no, his name's Yahweh. No, what? You know, it's just like it's like Mayor Mama said, you have to find the avatar. You have to find one of the five perfect value. You have to, because this whole place is 100% bullshit. It's just ridiculous if nobody decodes it by living, right? Let's go in. I might as well go into that next. I had a really good question today come in an email. Really good question. Someone fighting. It's a really good question. It was somebody fighting the courts, of course, right? And the county and the state and the city and blah 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 about their trust can get a piece of property exempt from property tax. And so, they receive a piece of paper in a mail, and it's like, oh, you're definitely going to lose. I mean, through email, and say you're going to lose. You know what I mean? To someone who just filled out the paperwork with the trust, they're totally working for God 100% of the time. They are. I watched them work for years, and they're working for God, and so they deny, right? They said no, no, no property tax exemption for you, and they get paperwork, and at the bottom of the paperwork it says, I pray to the court. That's what it says. Like the lawyers, I pray that the court judges that fuck this application and screw them over. They pray, and so the question is, came to me in email. Why are they praying? What is the deal? It's blasphemous, right? They're praying. Yeah, they are. They are praying, right? That's their pray, right? They're praying. They're praying upon us. They're trying to prey upon us as the prey. So, who are they praying to? Well, they formed a more perfect union. They thought, no, God, you're stupid, whatever. We're going to go with the devil. More charismatic, has way more going on. And so we're going to side with the devil. So, you know, everyone, everywhere that works for the court system works for the devil. Everyone that works for any part of the government, all of them know, right? They work for the devil. They all know. You think, oh, but the teachers, yeah, the teachers are saying everything that's evil. You see, Valeria, hey, long time to see on Eve Day. So, they know that they're working for the devil. They're doing it on purpose. Uh, you know, they're doing it on purpose, right? New Year's Day, they worship a baby, right? New Year's Day, hey, here's a baby, like Christmas, baby. They worship babies. It's like, great. What's wrong with you? Anyway, this question was like, why are they praying? Well, they're praying to the devil. They know what they done. They formed a more perfect union. They're with the devil. They pray to the devil, who's a judge. They're praying to the judge. A judge is a representative, right? Boosted up. Because look, oh, you do all this evil shit for the devil, you could become judge, right? In other words, you're not going to veer, right? You're going to be just like the devil. You're going to decide everything like the devil would decide. You get to be judge of a court. You're never going to do anything good. Not ever. It's never going to happen. You're going to be evil. You're never going to follow the laws. You're just going to follow what the devil says. Be evil to the humans that worship Jesus Christ. Just be evil, 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 evil. Right? And so that, in this request, don't listen to this, exemption, right? They're with Jesus Christ, so forget it. Don't listen to them, right? And they make a prayer. Hey, I'm with the devil, so let's screw him over, right? That's it. That's what the question was. And so it brought up, Cain and Abel. I'm able. I'm the only one able to win this game first, right? I'm the only one that's able because I did it. So I'm the one that's able, right? And they're like sugar cane, right? They have some sweetness like sugar and it goes away. And what do you do with sugar cane after it's done? You burn it. You burn it, right? They burn cane, right? Cane's of the fire. You burn the cane, right? That's what happens. Like, you know, I don't see that I get to go, right? Who else is going to be able to win this game? Who? Who? No way. What? Who's going to be able to do it? You see, there's one that's able, and then there's cane, the sugar cane, and all that cane gets burnt, right? It gets burnt. Which, so, I mean, God says me the truth, and so what? I'm, one with my Father, or one with God, and so lately, like last night in particular, when they pulled me over to the ether, I'm gonna go through this. Anyway, Cade, let me see what Alan wrote here. Do you think, based on the Bible story, that Jesus Christ would have popped up? That's what I'm saying at 30. That's what I'm saying. Yes, of course. Yes, he pops in at like 30. Where was he? He wasn't in a body. I was like, poop, get in there. Right? That's the point of that story. Where was he? No, he wasn't there. He wasn't a baby. No. There he is, and that's it. He does this super short little thing, and what, thousands listen to him, and then everyone stands back and, hey, murder that guy. That's, but see, I don't believe in these previous time loops anymore. I just don't. They are stories to tell us what's right to do and what's wrong, what's right. There's stories to tell us that. Is Jesus Christ real? Yeah, 100%, 100% met with him. Is Mary Mama real? Yes, 100% I met with him, 100% I met with him. Yes. There's a son, there's a father, they're coming on 9/11/2033. Yes, there's a Holy Spirit, Gabriel the angel. Yes, real. You see, I was able to meet with them. And so I figured that out. But are these previous, like this dude come up to me last night, right? I'm at Saturday Drum Circle. Interesting. I was sitting there, because he comes up to me. I'm sitting there reading this book and he's asked me this before, like, hey, why are you reading that book? And I said, because I'm sending a message, because if they suck at playing drums, I'll just be over here reading, and I'm obviously the center of the circle, and they know it. So if you're playing like shit, well, I'll just be here reading my book about God. You know what I'm saying? But last night he comes to me and he says, why are you still reading that book? Like, we all thought you'd be finished reading that book by now. That's what he said. Not like they're expecting me to get further along in my knowledge faster. Like, And so I turned a few pages and read them, and I did get some more information. I answered them, but I answered him. I said I already got the message from the book. That there were no previous time loops. That's fake. And he says, "What do you mean?" He said, "Times were different." I said, "Times, according to the previous ages, times were different." But I said, "The people aren't." You see what I'm saying? They're not different. These right here, these aren't different people. These are the same. These are the same people, same, same, same. They don't listen to the truth like Jesus talked and thousands listen. What? Nobody wants to hear what I say. No way. Face to face, no way, no way, no, 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 never, no, no, where I go. No one wants to hear the truth. No one. I mean, they absolutely hate it. Even when they ask me, right? Because now I don't just tell them, they ask, "Hey, why is the drum circle like that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's a map of the world. See it in an outdoor shower, you see a rainbow, and you don't in an indoor shower, right? We're on a crystal dome, ruled by Christ, blah, blah, blah." I answer their question. And the first thing they do is get up and walk away, like leave the drum circle, like leave. They're gone. They don't want to hear it. No way, no how. Even if they ask a question, they don't want to hear it. So as the people don't change, you see what I'm saying? Why would the time loop change? Why? It don't make no sense. Why would God like waste the energy? And plus, God is 100% loving and compassionate. Not like 99.9%. No, 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 no. God is loving and compassionate. You see, that's it. There's no duality to that. God is that. And so, why would there be different time loops? Why? And another thing, them, these creatures in here, are they intelligent? No, by far the opposite. They lacked intelligence, like 100%. They are so stupid, right? They can't even make a simple choice in the face of truth to like, oh well, maybe I should look into this. Never. Never. They abhor the truth. What? So they're stupid. They're stupid. And so they couldn't remember multiple time loops. They're not intelligent enough to do that. They lack the intelligence to be able to do that. They couldn't be, oh, here's one time loop now, right? And we remember all that. And then it resets. No, what? They don't have any intelligence. Are you kidding me? Everything has to be the same. It has to be, or else we wouldn't even have any adversaries. They're so stupid, they wouldn't be able to follow a scripted so it was absolutely always the same, super short, 64 years, right? And on and on and on, forever, 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 forever. They would never remember their script. They're so stupid, right? They lack human intelligence completely. They don't have any. They're like an organic tape loop recording device. That's it. They don't have any intelligence. None. You tell the truth, no intelligence. No intelligence to work it out. None. Zero. None. Zero. Exactly. Zero intelligence. Zero. None. Zero. None. Right? Any truth, rejected. Any truth, rejected. Any truth, rejected. That's not intelligence. That's the definition of stupid, infinite stupidity, right? Because the time loop's going over and over infinitely. So they always choose the stupid choice. So it's infinite stupidity, right? Blair Mama has a book, Infinite Intelligence. They're infinite stupidity, right? Infinite. Infinite over and over and over and over in time loops. Infinite stupidity, right? That's God's fault. That's God's fault. That's God. You made creatures that are infinitely stupid, and nobody notices. What? So no, why would there be previous time loops? They couldn't do it. They don't have the capacity to do their job if other time loops happen. They don't have that capacity. They don't have it. They're too stupid. They can never do it. No way, no how. What? These creatures form our adversary in other time loops. Give me a break. No way, no how. No way, no way. No way, no way. Come on. No way. No way. Alan asked me that once. What about the other timelessness? So, and I'm sitting here like, wait a second, right? What? These creatures? They have a new script? They can never learn a new script. What? They can only play one role, one movie, one script. That's it. Anything else would be way too much for them. Way too much, way too much, way too much. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, they really do whatever they want. They do not follow their laws. No, they don't follow their laws. They don't follow. So they really do what the devil was, right? They really do the opposite, right? Of follow. They don't follow their laws. They have them, but they lie and don't follow them. They have a script, right? It is to do evil. They know the script, so they do evil. That's it. That's they're one with the devil, right? Their consciousness is one with the devil. And I'm going to go over consciousness and how things happen too. They can't even learn this one. No, that's hard for them, isn't it? And they're doing it infinitely, and yet, they're just still some of them learning it. Like what? That is true. It's funny, isn't it? They're so dumb. It's amazing. Uh, and so they are kind of like two groups, right, of them, right? And the way I see it, and base what you're getting at there, Kelly. The meek, right? The like go to the drum circle, right? Oh, you could either play a drum or you could go into the drum circle. Those are really two options. That almost no one takes who's there, by the way. The rest are just wallflowers sitting in chairs, just sitting there drinking alcohol or eating or but doing nothing. Never doing anything. And it's never engaging in life. I make fun of them every time I go there now. I don't talk with them. I just make fun of them. Like there'll be somebody over there like this, and I'll be dancing. I'll do this. I'll look at them. I'm like, and I point at them and start laughing at them, and they're like, oh, or this is what I do to most of them. Like, hey, they're always got some alcohol in their head. I'm like, hey, give them the look like, hey, drunk sailor over there, anchor, going straight to the bottom. So what does that make them? They don't have any courage, right? They have no courage. They have no courage. They don't do anything. They literally don't do anything. They go there to the beach and they don't do anything. And they don't do anything. They don't do anything. They just sit there. Every time they come, they just sit there and they don't do anything. What is that? The meek. That's your meek, right? You're meek. You cannot do anything. Like, I'm just gonna sit here. That's being meek. What happens to the meek? They inherit the earth, right? They're like trees or shrubbery. They're background, non-player characters. They're meek, right? They inherit the earth. Back you go. You get the earth again. Go back into the time loop. They inherit the earth. They inherit the earth. The meek. The meek who do nothing, right? They do nothing. They reject the truth. They're like, he just spoke the truth to me. Oh, ah. That's meek, right? You're weak, meek, right? That's the meek. They inherit the earth. ah, ah, I'm gonna get my house stolen because I couldn't do anything, so I'm not gonna do anything. Oh, They don't do nothing. They'll do nothing with their lives. Nothing. They get to the end of their life. Nothing. What'd you do in your life? Nothing. Really? I just followed the holy days. I went and sat at this thing. I looked at this thing. Right? I also call them the voyeurs, the meek. People come there. So every time I go to the drum circle, I'm like this. I look out at them. I'm like this. I start taking a fake photo of them with my invisible camera. I'm like, and I laugh at them. I point at them, I laugh at them, and I do that. What? You're all staring at me. You're sitting here staring at me. You come over and over and stare at me. I'm just gonna make fun of you every single time. That's all I do now is just make fun of all of them. I've been kind of doing it for many years, but now I just make sure it's a part of what I do every time is just make fun of them. You know, what can I do? Make fun of you? Make you the laughing stock of the dome? Maybe that'll get you to change. I really, you're like a foil for my comedy. Great, great. Hey, you play the straight man over there, and I'll just be the one that makes comedy of you. There you go. I mean, might as well make them funny, but laugh at them instead of cry over them. Just laugh at them. Ah, look at you. You're gonna burn. Oh, what? Because you're meek. What are you thinking about? Right? Seriously. What the meek? Inherit the earth. Here you go. Back to the earth. Right? Back to the future. There you go. Back to the future. In you go. Hey, your future is the past. Back to the future. Boom, 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 boom. In again. Go again. It's so pathetic, isn't it? So pathetic. I saw this lady a while ago talking all about how the meek, right, the M33, right, inherit the earth, and she was wearing a big 33 in a shirt. I'm telling you, they know. They're like, oh yeah, you know, if you know everything, right? Okay, Apple starts, right? This company called Apple starts on this day. Go buy, 1,000 shares at, $1 a piece, right? And then it's worth, XD million. And same with everything else in the stock market. Well, hey, I invested this and that, and guess what? I'm rich as potatoes, right? I mean, it's just of course they know everything. I'll get this car, I'll do this thing. It's so easy for them, right? Oh, I know the best stereo at this time will be this, so I'll go get it. It's cheap now, you know. I'll go visit here and travel there because it's cheap now and it's not a problem before there's this problem. They know everything. They know everything, right? If you know what everything's going to have a value of in the future, that you buy your real estate there, you buy the right coat, you buy the right stereo, you actually get, like some storage places and fill it up with stuff that's going to be worth so much money in the future. If you knew gold is going to be worth, $2,000 an ounce, go buy some of that crap, right? It's so easy. Yeah, 88 mph rate, right? This is how dumb they are. They know the script and can't even learn how to make money. Well, that's like the non-player characters. You know what I'm saying? That's the meek. They just inherit they're nothing. You see, they don't really know anything. They have their memory wiped and they're like trees. They're pretty much like nothing, right? They just are given someplace and whatever. They're just here to show, like, yeah, Bitcoin, exactly. Like, if you know Bitcoins go off the charts, you just get some. It's so easy. Facebook, all the little things that they can create, all that stuff. It's already scripted. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do what? It's already figured out. Oh, that's the Facebook guy. Okay, that's everybody knows what their character is. They already know it. They already know. But eventually, they start getting their lifetimes wiped away when they can't handle it anymore. Like that dude Don, right? I only remember 5 lifetimes. Oh, okay. Well, you ain't really, you're not ready. But when you get them all wiped, right now you just have less, and you're thinking about it, and you're poor, and you're just thinking about it, but you're not doing it yet, right? You're not doing it. You're like non-player character. I want to go through this cycle that everyone is another cycle that is all day, every day for everyone. I want you to really consider this and take this in because if you can beat this cycle, I want to say how this works. Okay, uh, a subtle realm, right? There's a mental body, there's a subtle body, there's a gross body. The subtle body is yeah, no, beat this cycle. That's what I'm saying. This is how the cycle of life happens, okay? I'm going to explain how you beat it. right? The subtle realm, that's the desire body, right? That's your psychic senses, right? So, and the mental body, that's thoughts, okay? That's thoughts. Like, so thoughts get set. We don't create them, right? We don't create them. They get set, and then what happens? They're, they become desires. That's sanskaras, right? The subtle body, right? They're in that, which are they come through as, you know, uh, something you take action on, right? That's the gross world, or no action in, right? In the subtle realm. And so the subtle realm is dreams too. That's stuff you're not taking action on necessarily. You're thinking about taking action, you're pondering thoughts or whatever. And so you're over there in the subtle realm, in the ether. You see what I'm saying? In there, in that fourth dimension, which another thing happened at drum circle. I'm going to keep going over this, but this, what do they call the Easter Star lady was up on me again. Sheila. She sells seashells by the seashore, right? The shell lady, Sheila. Uh, she's like, there's a fifth dimension. And right when she said it, God said, "Yes, you're right." And I explained it to her. I didn't ask her. I explained it to her. And her son was sitting there visiting. And she's like, there's a fifth dimension. Lady Freemason, exactly, Al. Lady Freemason. She's there. She always comes over to me, gives me a hug. I'm married. Get off of me. Even if I'm not technically married, get off of me. Don't do that. She's like, I don't care. It's fine with me. And she has a girlfriend too, so she's like, we'll both sleep with you. And I was like, get off of me, octopus, right? Get off, stop, but I'm like, I don't have no desires for that or nothing like that. I'm like, she's always drinking too. But her son was there, and so, visiting, so she's like, oh, my son's here. I was like, oh, great. She's like, yeah, somebody to party with. I'm like, what the anyway, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, oh, you met me before. I was like, yeah, that's right. And then she says to me, oh, hey, there's what did I just say? There's five dimensions, right? The fifth dimension, right? That was a group back at the jump. So five dimensions. I say you're right. I was like, there's three here, right? There's three here, three dimensional, right? It's like, you know, paper has is two dimensional, three dimensional is the gross world, right? Fourth dimension, that's the ether. That's the fourth dimension. That's over there. That's the fourth dimension. I said the fifth dimension is like where you go to sleep and you see nothing. That's the original state of God, right? There's no physical, there's no mental, there's nothing. That's the fifth state. That's the fifth state, right? There's no physical, there's no mental, there's no ether, there's nothing. There's nothing, right? That's where and this I explained it to her. And her son, she says there's five dimensions. Her son says she's crazy. There's no. She's like five dimensions. I said, oh, let me explain it to you. And so I explained this, and I explained the rest of your reality after explaining this. So I'm like, yeah, no, there is a fifth dimension. She's looking at me like, she's egging me on to say this to her son, basically to advance him. And so I do. Uh, so anyway, there are five dimensions. You see what I'm saying? Those are the five. There's a group called the Fifth Dimension. Uh, so anyway, let's go back into the mental, subtle, and physical because I want to relate this. Uh, mental is where we're given thoughts, right? And we're said thoughts. Like what are the thoughts of I said? The thoughts that I'm said, they come from God. Hey, guess what? You're in a time loop. You got to tell everybody, try and wake up everybody who's there to wake up, who wants to wake up, because they're going to burn come Judgment Day, right? The cane is going to burn. The sugar cane burns. I'm able. So you tell everybody because you're able. I'm going to make you able. You're not going to die. Tell everyone. Okay. Great. You try to pick up Wi-Fi, and what pops up? FBI surveillance fan, right? And just keep a survey of the place. We got a whole survey. We know every detail of everything. Uh, so God sends me what thoughts? God sends me thoughts of the time loop and everybody's going to burn, right? So, in the subtle realm, in dreams, right? In the dream world, you're working out your thoughts that you don't put into the physical, right? You don't put them in the physical. I'm not going to burning houses and stuff like that. Like God's going to do it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to act on that. God's going to perform that actions. I'm not going to perform those actions. So they're going to be unfulfilled desires until God burns them. They're unfulfilled. Unfulfilled desires. Desires are in the subtle realm. Okay. So what happens last night in the ether for me, in a dream world? That place is so annoying, right? Oh my god, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. There's no one over there I know, by the way. I'm over there in the ether, and so like Sheila, there's this woman just all over me. Like I always jump into there, try to have sex with me immediately. That's it's like you know, ugh. And so uh, that's she's trying to do that with me, and then she has two children, and they're going into like this school, and their father's there throwing rocks at the children to go into the school. And I'm like, what the, and it's this woman's children, and so I'm like, I'm like, what, what is wrong with all of you? You know what I mean? I'm like, because I don't know any of them or nothing like that. I'm sitting there in this place. I'm like, just repulsed by the whole thing. I'm just like and then the next scene like is continuous, but like they jump from place to place to place. In this world, they jump from place to place to place over there in the ether. Like I'm just sitting there, and then shoop, I'm in this school. And so a complaint is being made about the father, and he's throwing rocks at the children. It's right in front of the school where everyone's going to school, so other people see it and stuff. And there's some dude there like, oh yeah, I'll help you make that complaint and everything like that, and so on. And so the school, I'm still in the same room or whatever, and the school changes into I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, do you sell smoke or something like that? I'm like, what's it? What is this? And then the the school becomes like the home of this family. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the father's there, and the wife and the children, and there's a bunch of them in there, and I'm like, I smell smoke, and then I'm like, man, this place is on fire. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm looking at everybody because everybody's sitting right there. I'm like, this place is on fire. Like you gotta get out. And I just go running down the stairs and I go out, and I'm sitting there, and there ain't nobody running out, So I go back to the door. I mean, this place is fucking blazing. You know what I'm saying? Like half of the place is absolutely raging inferno, you know. And I look in there, and there's a staircase, and they're on the bottom of the staircase. I'm like, what are you doing? And the woman's like, why didn't you wait for my father or stuff like that? Well, I'm like, everybody's here. Like, come out the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, go out the door. The children and them. I'm like, it's about to fall. It's on fire. The whole place is it's gonna collapse on you, I'm like, get out the door. What are you doing? And so, you know, I'm like, I pull back on the door like I'm leaving. I wake up. I'm like, yeah, that's them. They're gonna stay in their houses and burn. And there is nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't do nothing. I can't do anything about it. I keep telling them the truth, and they keep doing nothing. Nothing. They just stand there. A house collapses on them. That's them. That's just the way it is. That ain't on me. That's on God. And that's on them. Because listen. The path from the mental realm, right, thoughts, to the subtle realm, right, and dreams, desires, and so on, and what you put into action in the physical realm, that's called human will or free will. That's what you decide to do. That's your free will. That's it. That's how it happens. You set a thought, you think on it, you ponder it, you dream over whatever, and then you decide what your actions are going to be. That's free will. That's called free will. That's the loop right there of free will. That's the loop of free will. I didn't say you created those thoughts. No, they're created based on your past actions, right? Based on your past actions, that's where you are spiritually on your path. So you decide what actions you're going to take God sends you thoughts, right? Based on what you've done in the past. So you still want this, so let me keep sending that to you. Okay, well, keep sending it, right? And I'll decide if I'm going to change my actions or not individually. No group comes to God. That's impossible. Each individual decides by their human will, their free will, whether to come to God or not by their actions. By their actions. That's how it happens. That's how. Stay in the house and burn. I was standing at the front door with the front door open, screaming at them to get out of the house. No. Burn, collapse, kill the children. That's what they do. That is their free will. And there is nothing I cannot be in their body. I'm not them. I'm not their individual consciousness. However far it is, I'm not them. I can't do their life for them. I can't do it. It's not possible. So the house is going to collapse on them. They're going to burn. That's their human will. I'm sitting there screaming at them to exit, and there is nothing I can do about it. This is a bunch of people. I don't know them or nothing like that. They're just over in the ether, and they don't listen. They do not listen. They don't listen. They won't listen. They won't do it. That's why I'm focused on the people that can listen and want to go to God. There's so few. It's almost nobody. It's almost no one. So me, I have, you see, because of what dream I'm sent into, right? I have divine will, right? I'm not in any way, shape, or form equivocating on this world. I don't want nothing of this world. Here's the exit. Here you go. I'm the one standing at the door with the door open. Would you please get out? And that's a divine will. Divine will, God's will is that you leave here. And all you got to do is accept the truth, which would change your actions. Just accept the truth. I've been telling the truth. How is it not the truth? How am I alive? How? All the shit I done, how is this guy alive? Right? How? How am I alive? How am I in perfect health all the time? How? How is that possible? How? Y'all are dying and dropping like fries right in front of me. That's Andrew comes up to me last night in the drum circle, right? Hey, read the book faster. I'm like, well, is it gonna matter? They're all making the same choices. They're dropping like flies. They're all dying. I read the book faster. They die faster. What? Everybody that just dies faster? What? Why do you want me to do that? I don't get it. Why won't you listen? Crazy, crazy to me that they're doing this. I don't. So yeah, that is the loop of consciousness. I'm experiencing it very thick and vividly over there in the ether because I'm not in any way, shape, or form not 100% there. I'm all there. I'm like, I can't even, get any rest anymore practically. It's crazy. Good God gives me strength and makes me have enough strength and all that stuff. But as far as like getting proper rest and sleep at night, that ain't really happening because I'm trying to work through this entire time loop and get them out of here. So to stop the free will loop, would one either need to act or not act based on what they think God will want? Exactly. Based on the truth. Based on the truth. Yes. I'm the embodiment of the truth. My actions represent God's will. Right? I'm not out there hunting for more and more and more and more. I don't celebrate holy days, I'm just speaking the truth to the people that want to know the truth. I take God's name, Jesus Christ. I pray for other people. I watch I watch out over the people that want to come to God. I try to tell them the truth. I try and prove it by my actions. Prove I can't be killed. Prove I don't can't pay. Don't have to pay taxes. I prove everything. Prove all the truth. Just want what God wants, and then it becomes divine will. Eventually, yes, eventually, which what? It removes the thoughts and desires. It removes all of them from the other team they're set. Like, sure, they said thoughts or whatever, but the desires, they don't happen, right? It's not, it comes in the mental realm, right? It comes in as a thought, but there's no desire there. It doesn't happen. It's just gone, right? Here's another thought. You're like, you take God, Jesus Christ, get me out, get that thought away from me. And this dude come to me a couple days ago, saw my van and stuff. His name's Rich. Maybe he's listened. He says he's listened to these videos. Maybe he's listening. Maybe he's listening now. I don't know. He stops me. I say, well, he's like, how do you stop these thoughts? Like he's being driven crazy by them and stuff. I say, well, watch. I stand up. I say the name Jesus Christ, and I start with my toe. I make a circle around me. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. I close the loop, and pow, the thoughts stop right like that. You see, we have his name. He'll stop it, right? We just get thoughts from God. That's it. You take God's name, the other thoughts end. They are killed. Even if they're sent, you kill them right away. Just clip. You clip them right there. Clip them. Dead. 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 As a loop. What's the loop? Oh, it's going to go through thoughts and desires and then actions. No. See, they can't hit that loop. They can't take his name, so they can't end that loop. You see them bringing in thoughts. They're like a tape. It's like a tape recorder, and they're just doing whatever thoughts come into their head. Okay, well, whatever. They don't kill that loop, you see? They don't use God's name and kill the loop. They don't do it. Jesus Christ's name is really the only thing that gets other thoughts out of the mind. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We only have one thing, and we only need one thing. We don't. They remember the whole script and blah blah blah. We don't have to do that. We just remember. Oh, Jesus Christ, save, help me, God. Seriously, I need help. End this. Clip. Right. Choo. That is the loop right there. Clip. They'll try to send another thought. Jesus Christ. Clip. And then no, so it doesn't hit the desire land, and it doesn't go into actions. Clip. Right? You snip, 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 snip. You just snip them thoughts right like that. I don't know if yeah. I mean, another thing this week that was pretty funny was I posted in my FICO the like credit forums, and there's one of the student loans. They took it down. It was hilarious if you had seen it. Oh my God, it was so funny. I was like, because what they would do, I was like, oh, here's a student loan solution. Just operate another entity like an LLC or a trust, and then your corporate person, that qualifies for, paying zero on student loans under the SAVE program. And I kept getting, oh, I don't understand where you're getting at. So instead of being like, hey, you fucking idiots, like they wanted me to say, I didn't say that. I was like, oh, you don't understand. A student loan is, I will explain each part of it. Oh, well, this is a student loan form. So I'm like, a student loan is when the USA lends money and so to someone to go to college or graduate school. So then I break it down into the thing. I was like, student loan, and like that's giving money. Okay, money is Agawi Trust notes. Here's the link to the Agawi Trust, right? And then, like I was like, you don't understand it. LLC, limited liability company is this. Like corporate fiction as evidenced by a driver's license, birth certificate, and so on. I was like, and they would keep saying, that makes no sense. I don't get it. So I would just dumb it down like they're, tiny little children, and I go through every little tiny detail. I would just make it longer and longer, more detailed, because they're like, I don't understand. That was their like, nuh-uh. I'm like, oh well, let me explain it to you more. So they couldn't take it down right away, because I was just like, oh, well, let me explain it to you. They eventually took it all down, and they gave me an email with like all this shit I written, It's so funny. I was like, oh, you don't understand, huh? Well, money is credit is. It was just so funny. But yeah, they took it down. I put up a link in the classroom for people to see. A couple people did, but it just got like I was so funny. I'm like, I didn't take the bait to be angry. I was like, let me take the bait and treat you like a little tiny child. It was so funny after a while. uh, Alan, it's odd. I've witnessed one of them say the name Jesus Christ and say he is Lord and Savior, but in the same conversation, they made clearly hypocritical statements. Yeah, that's like the Christians, right? Yeah, agreed. Agreed. So, what does that tell us? Like Bear Bond said, head and heart together, head and heart together. You can't just be saying shit. You can't just sign the trust. No, no. Your heart has to be in it, and your actions, right? Your actions. It's not just about saying some word. It's not only going to make it happen like that. Your actions, right? You have to clip their thought, right? In the mental realm. You clip the thought. You take Jesus Christ's name, and so you have a different desire. You're like, just get me to God, right? Get me to God. I'll follow the truth. I'll follow what this guy, Jack John is saying. I'll follow that. I'll do that. Okay. And what? Your actions that have nothing to do with what they say. They have to do with God said and getting out of here. That's what they have to do with. And exposing the system, trying to help your brothers and sisters trapped in here. Your actions are completely different than what the thought got said to do. Right? You're like, you took God's name. Oh, my reaction is, what would God do? What would Jesus do? It'll be this. You can't log into that forum anymore. Exactly. I'm still in there. They keep an eye on me, Hey, we're just every time I make a post in there, they cut it out. Every time, every time, every time. It's so funny. But this one I was like, oh, you know what? Let me do it another way instead of like calling them a fucking morons and stuff. What do you mean you can't? This is so easy. Instead, I was like, oh, let me. You guys are all ego driven, so let me do it. Make it you look like a stupid fucking moron, which you obviously are. Right? I'll go right at their ego. Choink! Hey, with a sledgehammer up on the ego. So funny to do that to them. And that's the way I talk to them in person now. Hey, you tiny little child. They think they're so smart, right? It's so much smarter than me. It's so smart at everything. I start treating them like, hey, little dumb shit, like clearly you're, not very intelligent. So speak to you like a tiny little child having to explain every tiny little thing. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. But what? It's the truth. Oh, you say you don't understand, so let me just dumb it down for you, dummy. You know? Uh, so we can have. So can we have free will to resolve our problems? And Jesus Christ said, "That's what I'm saying. That's how you have free will." They said a thought, you say God's name, and then you're like, "Oh, my reaction is to be with God." I know the time loop. Get me out of here. And so, based on that, that's what you do. Yes, yes, that's a free will. It's just deny their thought and their loop of, thought into action. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take God's name. I'm going to be sent, from the Holy Spirit. I'm going to be sent another, right, thought to have a proper action based on what you said to me. Okay. Yes, that's our job. Yes. Yes. So, so what are we trying to get rid of? I was just talking about ego, right? What are we trying to get rid of? We're trying to get rid of the ego. What is the ego? The ego is centered around fulfilled and unfilled desires, right? That's what the ego is centered around. That's what it's centered around, i.e., the mind, right? The mind. The ego and the mind are really basically the same, whether it's fulfilled, right? Desires, that's something that you, that's your consciousness, right? Unfulfilled desires are your subconscious, right? I didn't do them. They didn't come in to the action, so the subconscious. You follow me? So that's the mind. That's ego. That's before the universal mind, right? That's before you're one with God completely. You have still these fulfilled and unfulfilled desires of this place. And so that's what, is the mind. That's what they read is the mind. They send thoughts, but they read your mind, right? They read your fulfilled and unfulfilled desires, what's left of you. And then they keep giving you whatever that is until what? You've had enough and that desire's gone, right? It's gone. So that's a sacred duty. Oh, let me, Santa and the evils, right? Santa and the elves. Here's your desires. Here's your stuff. Keep giving you here, 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 here. It keeps coming until God says, "Oh, you're ready. You want just God." Stops it. It gives you nothing, right? Now you have nothing. Okay, that seems like it sucks, but it doesn't. You get God instead. So once the desires are gone, once it's totally gone, right? The ego doesn't, it doesn't have anything it could want anymore because everything you've learned from experience, you don't want it anymore. You don't want anything but God. So that's a way to end the shadow, to end the devil being in there, to end that tape loop, and eventually God steps in and makes you one with God, Christ consciousness, right? Oh, you just want me? Now we're one. That's how it happens. You clip that time loop. I mean, you clip that thought into action loop, right? You clip it. Take God's name and you follow the truth. I'm exposing the truth, and you are exposing the truth to it now. And so that's it. Didi have said his name and taken the steps forward to correct them. That's what we can do. 100%. 100%. That's right. 100%. That's what we can do. That's it. That's it. Oh, it's a couple that's in this vehicle next door. Nice. Uh, Jay, very funny, Jack. Your answers to them was perfect, right? You saw that? Oh man, it was so funny doing that to them. It was just freaking hilarious. Because that's what I treated like. Oh, you're gonna act like little tiny children. Fine, I'm gonna talk to you that way, you know. Except for you're like a little evil child, so I'm gonna talk to you like little evil children. This is such a neat vehicle, isn't it? I guess that's a was an ambulance probably because look at the doors how they open. A lot of people live in old ambulance, but yeah, there's a woman driving. Every bar card is an ego card, right? That's so true. Like they just want, right? I want to serve you. I'll do what you say. Give me all the stuff. Uh, you know, no one has to listen to my crap more than my partner or my wife, whatever. No one has to listen to my crap more, and she's totally sick of it, obviously, you know. Uh, but I'm like, I'm trying to have. I run out of patience. She's like, you told me you run out of patience so many years ago. I was like, I know, I said that, but now I'm trying to focus on, just the people that want to get out of here. So I'm trying not to be as pissed off at everything. I said, because I don't understand them. Like why do they? What are they doing? And she come up with a funny uh, phrase, which I thought was pretty funny. I was like, she said because they have the devil has prizes, right? They're given prizes. That's how they get them, like prizes. That's like little children, right? Oh, we have prizes. Right? Have a house, have money. All you gotta do is this evil stuff. It's like evil little children, basically, like little elves, right? Here, we're gonna do with all this crap, but it's all gonna be evil, like, because of prizes. But that's it. It's like fucking prizes. It's like, I'm like, crap, that's true. They go for prizes. What is wrong with them? Right? It's like children or something. They can't think for themselves, right? They're like, prizes. That's it. How do you get through to them? I can't. I can't get through to them. You keep getting them prizes until they like, you know, they realize the prizes suck. Like that's, everything like you eat and you're hungry again. You drink and you're thirsty again, right? You get some prize and it breaks, and okay, you gotta go get the prize fixed and eventually quits working, whatever the prize is, right? Houses, oh, I got a house on the beach. Well, the beach erodes, and that sucks. And, because on the beach, everything wears out faster. It costs so much to maintain and all that crap. Like every prize has this, part that makes the prize basically suck. Eventually, you realize, if I just lived in a van or whatever, I could go from place to place and at least be where I want, and nobody could fuck with me, pretty much, and no prizes. Uh, hey, I'm sending a prayer to the bar admin. That's what we have. Prayers are real. See, they pray. Yeah, that's good, Didi. Your prayers are serious because you really see all the truth. So your prayers are like 100% now. Yeah, you really should. You really should. You really should. You really should. Because they're praying to the devil. They're like, we own this place. So, I pray we take your freaking house so you never get real estate tax exemption. Oh, yeah? Well, let me pray on the other side and we'll see whose prayers take. That's what we have, really. That's what we have, because it's like our ego has to realize what? You can't. What? There's 330 million of them, and they're all evil, and there's one of you. What? What are you gonna do? Nothing. How can you go up against that and win? You can't. Unless what? God steps in. Period. Your ego is like, no, I can do this. I can get this. All I gotta do is da 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 da. No, no, your ego gets squashed in the process of working for God. You do your best and you're like, I did my best. Yeah, but did you pray like crazy? Because if you did it, then God wasn't really listening and realized you thought you could do it on your own. So God helped you by totally fucking you over, right? Because you were praying to God only. And in fact, you were still wanted an outcome. Because what as Bear Baba said, do your best, but don't worry about the outcome. It's like, yeah, but the outcome screws me. Don't you have a reaction? Nah. What? Because all you want is God. You see? So if they're going to screw you over, they're going to screw you over. Your prayers went to God, and God's like, yeah, well, that got rid of some of your desires for this place. And it just made you more desirous of leaving, getting to God. You see? So it does help you when God doesn't, quote, listen to your prayers or whatever, because God is listening to your prayers. Well, let me show you how crappy this place is never going to be paradise. No, what if 64-year time limit is going to be paradise? When? How? What are you talking about? It's 330 million of these creatures down here that you have to be around. How could this possibly be paradise? How? No way, no how. No. Going to God. That's everything, right? You have to give up this place, and there you get going. Ah, Mary. Oh no, Kelly. Hope he gets better soon. I just What are you talking about? Please pray for my puppy. Oh, he's your puppy, huh? Yeah. How are the creatures right next to us not little demons? But yeah. Pray for my the cat that lives with me, Merlin, he keeps fighting with other cats, and so he gets fucked up. He's getting his health back from fighting again, which I understand. And my wife's like, you were a lot alike. I was like, I've learned to turn the other cheek, and God steps in. That's the difference. And he said, well, he's a cat. I was like, exactly. we're the same, but we're not the same. Like, yeah. Like, you just want to kill those fuckers around you. He does it. He's like, fucking guy. Like, he goes and tries and kills them. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You gotta, but he can't say God's name. He's a cat, right? So he can only try and kill him. Anyway, hope your puppy gets better in the name of Jesus Christ, Kelly. In regards to one of their bar car members, yeah, pray for them. That's it. And pray for that bar car member. Oh, well, they want to know, right? They think the devil is all powerful. So what's our job? Let me show you that the devil isn't all powerful. And then one day we plant that seed by their experience that ultimately they will come to God. Because what? They're they're losers. They're losers. They're losers. They're losers. Right? They don't get God. They just get more. You have to do, wake up and do more horrible shit to people. It's like, uh, that's all they get. And when we come in one with God, then the false ego leaves. That's right. Right. And now we are with God's unlimited real ego. Yes. Is the unlimited real ego, divine ego, a universal ego all the same? Yeah, different wording. Mind doesn't have anything that it wants or anything. It's not accepting the thoughts from here anymore. Doesn't want any of the crap of this world. So that uh they're that's it. They get prizes like children. Anyway, looks like I got some emergency I gotta get off of here for in a minute here. So let me go through this. Uh Thanks, Barry. You got grooved and it hasn't been the same. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll see whose prayer is stronger, right? That's it, Dee Dee. That's right. We'll see whose prayer is stronger. Eventually, you're coming to God, though, from your actions, right? You bring up God, you don't care about this world, so it doesn't matter. Even they get everything in this world, fine, have it. I want God. I'm going to God. That's it. Gold star, your report card. That's right. They like shiny things. I got a prize! Dice. Well, yeah. The bar believes he could pray for the tax district. Yeah, no, exactly. It, yeah, pray for Jesus Christ, and let's say a prayer for Jesus Christ for each other before I gotta get out of here and see what's going on. You need new phone for your for your pants. Too funny. All right, I think that's enough truth for the pray the Eve day, right? Eve day. Apparently, I got an emergency. I got to get off of here. And everyone, God bless you in the name of Jesus Christ. Pray for everyone else they hear and so on. I'm going to get off and see what's going on.